little girl in our neighborhood. Her name is Charlotte Johnson, and she's really looking good. Rannie, you like swinging?
Oh, I'm a swinger, baby.
Good evening, everybody. Merry ho ho and all that other good stuff. It is time for a Christmas show like you've never had before. Want to welcome you in tonight to Let's Talk Oconee SC. It is our Christmas grand finale. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Rannie Bond is in the Master Control Suite here of the Let's Talk Oconee SC studios. We've got Chris Rannie, Chris Rannie. I like that. Good name.
No!
We actually have Yerba. Golly, Dave, have you ever seen such ugliness in all of radio and television and all sorts of stuff?
He's certainly got a face for it.
Yeah, he's got a face for it.
Talk like that close to.
Well, excuse me, but now we have lovely,
Well,
talented.
we don't celebrate those foreign traditions.
Oh, that's right. We don't celebrate foreign traditions, Chris. Where's your manners at? Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom of your screen, right in the middle, as pretty as ever, and you look in mighty dapper tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cathy.
I can't figure.
Okay. Hey. All right. Where do we begin? Where do we start?
Oh, God, it's hot.
Well, I got the paper here.
Well, I think I have a news story that we need to start off.
Well,
Okay, I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
It's about milkshakes.
oh,
Oh my gosh!
that sounds like a sweet treat.
Oh, delicious, delectable. So, where do we go with this here? I mean, it's Christmas time, and we're all talking about milkshakes. I mean,
Well, it sounds to me like McDonald's got their milkshake machine working just in time.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yes,
going.
they did.
Nobody's going to go over to that other place.
Nope.
Yeah. If you have been following social media in the last few days, you're seeing
How to
things that
take a business and
Oh, they did better at wrecking businesses than Bernie Sanders ever could.
oh my gosh!
You're the what's up to
starting,
you.
man? Start reading ads in the newspaper.
There's a lot of ads. It's Christmas time. It's a grand finale.
No, I got this paper. I want to show you. You know, in the newspaper industry, they tell me that front page
My real
above
boss.
the fold is where all the hot stuff happens. But apparently, if you're in the crease of the fold, then you're pretty hot stuff too. Still, no sled probe after OCRP request.
Is that breaking news?
I don't know. I don't think it's breaking news. I think that's just after reading the article
then
a
the
little
returned
bit. I don't know where
returned property.
where does that wreck it?
So why did they report it then?
I'm not really sure, but it's
Why did they
there,
use those
and-
resources that we're paying tax dollars for if it was a bunch of crap? Was it?
Well, it's not like you're going to use them on Sewer South.
Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of man, old Jim Mann seems to be doing good lately. I noticed that he doesn't have his picture in any of the top 10 of 2022.
I noticed that.
I mean, but you got Grant Keane and Yusuf, and there it looks like, is that Mac Mahan? Yeah, that's him. And who's that number 2 guy? Boy, he looks sad as shit. Oh, yeah, that's Durham. Yeah.
Is that who that is?
I think so, yeah. It looks like it. Because, 3 and 2.
I have a today's paper.
But then the number 1 article there.
Is that list of paper?
Yeah, it's right here on the front page below the fold. Not as important as above the fold. But the number 1,
Okay.
it looks to me like, I'm looking at it here, it looks like a pineapple.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about a pineapple?
It looks like a pineapple slice.
Is it
Oh,
upside
God.
down?
I can't tell. I mean, it's just,
Hold on a minute.
Um,
Speaking of pineapples, I have one for
What?
us.
Where?
Right there. It's on the screen. Look there. We've got pineapples.
I love it. Look at that.
Look at that pineapple. Upside down, too, I might add.
We're swinging now.
We're swinging.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we've got the pineapples.
So, anybody had any eggnog yet this year?
Well, apparently tonight someone is drinking lots of eggnog, and we want to do a public service message. If you're going to be drinking and driving, it might not be a good idea for you to be behind the wheel, but apparently some folks, or one individual tonight, is definitely drinking and something. He's on something, I'll tell you that.
Drinking and texting. Sorry.
So anyway, let's go ahead and set this show in motion. We've got so much to get to, and tonight's kind of like the best of. We're talking about things that happened throughout the year, and one of these things that took place was back January the 2nd, when this individual right here basically started the demise of everything. Let's listen up here. Let's give this a listen on the old system here if we can. I think we can.
That's a shame.
So there's some comments right there as to kick off stuff, and you know, there you go.
Well, what exactly was he talking about? Is that when he was talking about when Councilman Kane said he sure hoped that his children didn't grow up to be like them?
Yeah, basically that's what started and put all this in motion.
Yeah, well, I agree with Paul. I don't want my children acting like that. And while we're talking about children acting like that, I ordered pineapples for $1.69 this week piece. If you like pineapples.
Well, wait a minute. Let me ask this question. So we couldn't, but I saw the video earlier, and he was talking about his daughter, which I'm sure is a very lovely girl. But what in the hell does that have to do with his kids? That's not what he was talking about. Every one of these people have children and a significant other that I'm sure are very nice people and just want to stay out of the mist. These guys have chosen to be the most ugly acting people out of anybody I have ever met in my entire long life. And I have no idea. I mean, I think they're actually proud of how cruel they've been to the people that we really like. You guys agree with that?
Yeah, I certainly agree. They take pride in how
they take extreme pleasure in being as ugly as they can. Look at what they've done with Jennifer, Luke, the Mans. I mean, Fitzgerald. I mean, Sean. All these things they've said. It's like, and then they talk about this conservative crap. They never, ever, ever talk about policy. They only say conservative and rhino. Never do they talk about anything that makes any sense whatsoever. And you just watch what's going to happen after 12/31. Now that their 10 God has been referred to the DOJ.
The who? What?
Their 10 God, Trump. They're probably already weeping in their beards as we're recording this show.
Well,
no,
what they did, correction, Paul Kane didn't say that he didn't want his children to be like their children, his children to be like them. So he wasn't saying anything about their families or their children.
Not at all.
In particular. So,
Not at all.
I'm sure they've got great kids. He didn't think about their children. So
And I don't
that should be
believe.
clarified. I'm sure
No,
the kids
Cathy,
you know.
I don't believe for a minute that he didn't
I mean,
know that.
there's some bad kids in the county. I mean, I was just looking here at the paper. Number 6 was top story of 2022. Number 6 is about the rap song
Certified Hood Classic.
from Walhalla Middle School. So their kids can't be that bad.
That racist rap song threatening to kill people by
Yeah.
name.
Now, you know that Paul Kane did not say that he didn't want his kids to end up like those kids. That wasn't at all what he was saying.
Not at all.
So, but man, what a year! I mean, we've got missing people. We've got the Westminster County Council quit, or City Council
City
quit.
Council had 3 members quit of Westminster City Council.
Then that old man shot that fella in his boat on the lake.
We had that.
And then Grant Keene went plumb sideways. And then we had the Walhalla Middle School.
Yep.
Now, number 5, it says we need to talk about the elephant in the womb.
Room.
Oh, no, it says womb, W-O-M-B.
Oh,
That was the abortion thing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That made number 5. And then Yusuf passing, that was
Yeah.
number 4.
Yeah.
As long as I am chairman, I will rule this place.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
right.
was that it? Did that make it?
That's number 3.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Then number 2.
Actually, Juanita Johns passed away in Walhalla, and they had Ken's Thrifty. She and her Ken's Thrifty Pharmacy in Walhalla, which they ran that for years and years. Were pillars of the community in Walhalla as well. Just Minster. So that should have been mentioned somewhere. I don't know how the journal really missed.
Well, this is fan based. This is the journal staff. They chose these top 10. No, I thought it was fan based, but no, this was the staff picking it. So you're right. They missed it. But what's not mentioned in here is the Oconee Assembly. They had their Christmas banquet over at the Lighthouse the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't those the elites of the county?
Correct.
I saw that the Nixes were there.
The Nixes were there.
Supporting the common man.
They were supporting the common man. And on top of that, of course, it's wrong. Apparently, the Republicans that have a Christmas get-together, they can't dance because then they're liberal Republicans.
Right. Yeah, but you can go up there and dress up half-ass tuxedo and spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you're an elitist. So the real elitists were showing out.
So all the while that was going on, let me see. I'm attending a fundraiser to help the folks at Our Daily Rest. And then I volunteer at my church. Then I work for help the city of Seneca with their events. I was at Salem. I've done Christmas parades. I think I've been kind of involved in the community, and he's over here eating chicken nuggets in the studio. Unbelievable. Are you hungry?
No, it's my prop. I haven't. In 20 shows, I've eaten in every one of them.
Yeah. So he's in the studio eating tonight.
My boss was
Around
eating
all that expensive
M&Ms.
equipment.
I can't get him to stay in the camera, but he won't get in here. So he was eating M&Ms. So yeah.
So
he overslept.
All of this going on and leads up to several other things that we're getting ready to start the new year. We had the election this year, which by far was one of the most bizarrest times in the history of Oconee County politics. I've never seen anything like it.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, you had this write-in candidate that thought he was going to make a big challenge against a statesman that's been in Columbia and has done a wonderful job. That's Bill Sanifer versus the write-in candidate. And then on top of that, you had a little county council race where apparently there was only one Christian in that race for county council, and that was Kay Knapp.
Oh, yeah.
You remember how we all got called out that I believe that the only Christian was Kay Knapp. And it just, where shall I go?
Didn't she like get shoved out of the way by somebody that wanted to campaign for her? To be a man, I'll campaign. I'll debate
campaign.
you.
I'll take care. I'll debate. Yes,
Yeah,
I
okay.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
So we're starting 2023 already, and it's not even here yet. We've got two major news stories that's about to hit. Yes, I agree.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. The two things that are about to hit, number one, of course, we have the issue now with Sewer South. And I go back to the first of the month when we had the Tuesday night county council, and I listened to the P Picker, and he was up there talking about this whole deal about Sewer South, and that's all we need to hold off and what's a little bit more time. So, Julian back in November, I have to say this, he started taking a look, and to be honest with you, the budget is way over. And on top of that, 44 months to build a poop factory. Some things just don't make sense here when it takes 44 months to build a poop factory and the cost of it. So he has some concerns. So yet he decides, we need to hold off on this and take a look, a serious hard look. But yet now being attacked in the paper over making a decision that has a lot of effects for his money and all this, that, and the other. And here comes David Nix just a short while ago attacking Julian in the paper or in the Facebook post of the Journal. And then all of a sudden, if you haven't seen it here in just the last bit, Mr. Smith now is on the kick. I don't know where in the world the education came from. I can't figure scared. So that's one thing that's facing us. Coming up is the next thing is there's a little fire contract that's getting ready to potentially have to be renegotiated. Of course, folks know by now that the city of Seneca is asking for more money for the fire contracts for the city. Now, the city of Seneca has a 24-hour paid volunteer. They have a 24-hour paid fire staff. And for 50 years or more, the city of Seneca has run calls for the county outside the city limits. So the city's asking for about $1.6 million. So we have a new county councilman that's going to be taking the oath of office January 3rd. He's going to have to make one of the biggest decisions within just the first 48 hours of him being sworn in, or that night, I believe it's on the agenda, or allegedly it's supposed to be on the agenda. So here comes 2023 wide open, and looks like we've got we could potentially have a moolah brew between the city and the county. And Don's got to make a decision that's going to affect how he goes forward in the next 4 years. Number one, if he votes for this, he will have to turn his card into the OCC because they will crucify him on the stakes. If he votes against it, then it is my opinion that he is going to be trashed on the front page of the Journal. It's coming, folks. I'm telling you.
Okay, so let me say something. So when I was at that last planning meeting, Don Mize was sitting in the front. I didn't meet him, but you get those vibes. You can tell when somebody is listening.
He is.
Okay, so when I see that tells me this guy's going to step into this job, and my perception is he's going to come into the job and he is going to be presented with some tough issues. But I think what he's going to do is he's going to look at these issues and he's going to use his God-given brains, and he's going to look at it and say, okay, what makes the most sense? And I think I don't know what his decision is going to be, but I think what he's going to do is he's really going to think about it. And he's going to make a decision. And I don't think he's going to give a crap about what these people say, because he's going to try to make the decision that's best for the county. Because when you look at what these other guys are doing when they complain about $50 in a budget. I mean, the kind of crap they complain about. Yet we talked about this thing where we had this abortion thing going on earlier in the year. How much time was burned, time that they could have been used helping the county to work on this one hot button issue, okay? That was crazy. And what's going to happen is the dollars that you're talking about right now, Jeff, that's nothing. That's peanuts. With what's going to happen in this county within the next 5 years, people are going to wish for those types of dollars, because right now we're in a free-for-all. We're making some of these decisions, but there are bigger systemic issues that are not getting addressed at all because of the politics.
But Chris, I'll agree with what you're saying, but I think you're missing my point. Is it doesn't matter. We're going in 2023 with a firestorm because you're going to have no majority on council. It's going to be 2-2, or there's no majority. We're still suffering right now because District 2 does not have representation, and they may not have representation potentially until something happens.
What do you mean they don't have representation?
I forgot.
We have none.
Yeah, well, no.
No, you just have shitty representation.
No,
Because right
That's
here
my
in the
vote.
paper, Durham announces the Aeronautics Commission should take flight soon. Like, this thing hadn't met in like 3 years, and he wants them to start meeting about what?
Well, it looked like they weren't meeting, right? I mean,
No, they weren't meeting because nothing to meet about.
but you know what? Maybe they didn't think.
That's
You know
like
what?
that's like the zoning and not the zoning, but the building codes board that they put me on. It ain't met in the last like 3-4 years. It probably ain't going to meet because there really ain't nothing to do.
Well, then somebody should put something out saying that we're not going to have meetings because of A, B, and C.
These boards, I believe, are required by county ordinance.
Right, they are. And
So if they're not going to do them and we don't need them, so why don't we go through and eliminate? To me, we could eliminate a whole bunch of wasteful crap the government's doing.
yeah, but if they're not meeting, it's not wasteful.
Oh well, if you're not meeting, but why try to?
But if you were meeting for no particular reason at all, that's wasteful.
But
True.
the point of it is, if you're not meeting at all and you're not useful and they can't, why do we have these boards? I mean, these boards are supposed to be advisory boards. They're supposed to advise the county council. So why are we wasting our time trying to find people to go on these boards and meet? I mean, we have a library board and we have all of this. So if we're not using a board, why just let's get rid of it?
But it's probably like the penny. It costs more to take it out of circulation than it would just leave it alone.
No. I look at these, Rannie. My opinion is when you look at these boards, they're supposed to be meeting. And people will think, well, we're not meeting because we don't need to meet. Well, that's an opinion. But if they're saying that and they're supposed to meet, then they need to be very clear to the county on we have no issues, blah, blah, blah. We shouldn't be meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then they can make a decision where they want to eliminate the boards. You just can't have people appointed to positions and all of a sudden you got a group of people like, well, what are you going to talk about? Nothing. And then they don't meet and nobody knows what's going on. Hell, I didn't even know about this group. Did you know about this group, Jeff? This aeronautical thing that
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
if you pay attention to county government, it's right there on the website. They list them all out.
Hey man, listen. There are 9,050 things I disagree with Durham. I mean, he could say it's raining and it's raining. I wouldn't believe it. But on this, I happen to think, well, he's calling something out, and people are flat-footed on how they're going to answer that when they should be meeting. Period. I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm just making a statement.
But we got boards and commissions that are meeting, that have been meeting since I moved here, talking about the same thing. They can't define a junkyard, let alone do anything else.
That's been going on for 5 years.
Right.
I know that it's been going on that long.
Yeah, but Randy, I'm not criticizing the board you're on. I'm just saying,
Well,
if there's nothing to talk about, then why in the hell do they even have the board existing?
That's
because at some point they created it because they need it.
It's an ordinance that was put into place that they have these advisories, like we have a fire service commission,
like a planning commission.
Exactly. That's exactly.
So let me ask an educational question. Who put that in place? The county government?
County government, probably 1976 when home rule came into effect, and they created all of these. So I know the Rescue Squad Advisory Commission has been around since the early 80s.
Okay. So if they put them in, they can eliminate them, correct?
That's correct.
And if it's of no use and people are saying, hell, we don't even talk about it, then somebody needs to have the courage to say, hey, we need to eliminate these things. They're not doing any good for the county, and articulate it to the people and say we need to eliminate it, period.
We even have an arts and historical commission that meets.
Okay.
Truthfully, though, what is it? The zoning? It's zoning, and is that correct? And then an arts and historical board. Those are though, because I mean that's my opinion. Because we do have some historical type
we have
after protected.
We have the Oconee History Museum that Jennifer does a wonderful job running up in Walhalla at the old tobacco warehouse. And I think that's important. You do need a committee there to talk about things that are happening there. The airport at one time to me was a huge deal. And I still think the airport, particularly for folks flying in and businesses, that is a huge important.
Do they still have the upside down pineapple picture down there in that hangar?
They may have that. I forgot about that. That's where a lot of things took place down there through the years at the airport hangar. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Rannie, for that update.
I mean, that's what the Aeronautical Commission really was.
Oh, my God. Hey, we got to take a quick break here.
Hey, real quick before you go.
Here it comes.
Publix says Lindsay, California, vine ripe pitted olives. You can save $2.49 by buy one, get one free.
Where's this? Where?
Yeah.
Publix.
I knew that Rannie was going to do that. I just knew. Give him
I haven't read the paper. Thank you for that tip, Rannie.
Oh, you're welcome, Chris. All right, stay tuned.
My name's Yerba.
I'm calling you Chris Rannie.
Hey.
That's a combination of y'all must be brothers or something. All right, stay tuned.
Then you call me Mrs. Chris Rannie.
Put a wig on you.
Right,
Well,
Cathy? Woo!
That's a new way of swinging tonight here on the program. Let's talk Oconee SC. Don't go anywhere, because if you do, you never know what you might get to hear. All coming up next, right here on the radio for you and online.
Believe I'm out here on the front porch in the swing, just a swinging.
Support for Sunny 107.9 WFBS and Lake Kiwi Radio Online comes from our friends at Twice a Town Tap Room, located in beautiful Salem, South Carolina. Cold beer and a family atmosphere. They're locally owned and operated, and they're glad to be investing in the town of Salem. They strive to be a premier hangout in the community and county, so whether you live in town, out of town, on the lakes, or in one of the local beautiful rivers, or you're just passing through, you're welcome. Come by and stop in and see the family-friendly tap room. Live music with jukeboxes, big screen TVs, and patio areas. Don't forget they have the beers on tap and wines, and their space is absolutely conveniently located to anywhere in Oconee County. Again, for more information about Twice a Tap Room, their website is twiceatowntaproom.com. That's twiceatowntaproom.com, and we're thankful to have those great folks sponsoring our radio station. Twice a Town Tap Room, located in beautiful downtown Salem on Main Street. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Sunny 107.9 WFBS and LakeKiwiRadioOnline.com. Here it is. It's Christmas time in the beautiful Golden Quarter and on the lake. And we've got you covered for all of your Christmas favorites. Sunny 107.9 WFBS will start all Christmas music Friday morning at 6 a.m. That's Friday morning at 6 a.m. It'll be all weekend long through the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Then at 12 noon Saturday, join Lake Kiwi Radio Online as it begins its Christmas 24 hours of great music. And then coming up at 5:30 Saturday evening, right here on 107.9 WFBS and Lake Kiwi Radio Online, we invite you to join us for a Christmas Eve church message from Ann Hope United Methodist Church, located on Goddard Avenue in the Utica Mill Village in Seneca. That's coming up at 5:30 Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Happy Christmas. That's right. Merry, joyful time of the year. And thank you so much for listening to your radio stations here in the Golden Quarter. 107.9 WFBS and LakeKiwiRadioOnline.com. Merry Christmas.
I love this song.
Oh, I do too. I've been walking these streets so long. Kind of reminds me of Chris Ruin riding a horse up around his house for some reason. I mean, I'm serious. It's just a great song with his little rhinestones. You know, you do, and in your early days, you probably did look like Glenn Campbell.
I really liked him. He was a good singer.
Well, coming up here
And then I
shortly,
found Marilyn Manson. I like him too.
I like Twisted Sister. We're
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it anymore. Coming up here on the program, Cathy and Chris, I have something very special that we're gonna play for you.
Not playing it for me.
I'm playing it for Rannie too. We actually have the Let's Talk Oconee SC choir tonight. They came by and performed a couple of songs for us since this is Christmas. And tonight we've got a treat for you, and we're going to do that probably in about 20-something minutes. So get ready, and folks watching online, you'll want to keep it right here because these are two of the brand new biggest Christmas hits that to hit the airwaves in years. It's not your same old Christmas tune. So the Let's Talk Oconee SC Christmas Choir will be coming up shortly. Well, we're back here talking a little bit about review. And one of the things that's in the review this year is, of course, the Republican Party of Oconee County, otherwise known as the OCRP. And it has been a real crappy year for the Republican Party, Rannie.
Well, you know, it started off pretty bad, but it's ended with a bang. And I think it's going in a real positive direction now that we've blown out all the extra gas.
Well, we had to start. Well, there was a fight to get the assets. Then we had to get party members from Greenville County involved that wasn't even officially in good standing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. We had to have Jim Mann and Tyler Jordan at the time to take the former leadership. And then we started hearing about this 16A. We heard so many rules that it's just incredible how we even got here. 16A. Good old 16A.
Well, the thing about it is good old 16A is actually quite new.
Yeah.
And thank goodness the South Carolina Republican Party had the wherewithal in the executive committee to come up with that rule this past summer.
Mm-hmm.
And man, what a lifesaver that was for the party.
I want to ask you this going forward. And this is a conversation I'd like to have with Jim Mann coming up in January. Is the Republican Party going to talk about all of these rules and stuff? Because it seems to me, in listening to everybody, that we have two sets of rules. We have what I call the old political guard that suits them at the time rules. And then we have the new rules from the South Carolina GOP that seems like everybody should be following.
Well, so the South Carolina State Party rules say that when county bylaws cease to work for the party, then you follow the state rules.
Okay.
And the antiquated bylaws that we had in Oconee County were just not working in our situation for the party.
But this is not only here. We have Horry County's had this same issue. We know now that Greenville County has had this same issue.
Well, see, the problem is, there's been a huge insurgency of folks that weren't Republicans or don't know what it is to be a Republican.
You mean liberal Republicans?
Well, or are extremely left or right Republicans, extremists, for lack of other words. They came into the party hoping that this was the place for them. Kind of like AOC and that them Ilham Omar and them, how they came in.
Barf.
But they're the same. They're the same.
No, they're not.
On the
There's
left,
not that hate attached to them.
Well, you sure?
Yeah.
Because if you ask the OCC how they feel about the AOC, you're going to find that there's a lot of hate, and it's only because she's an attractive woman, and they don't really, for some reason, don't like attractive women. Jennifer Moore, Annie Lancaster, go on and on and on. They're out to get them.
Is
Well,
it just
I have a
because they're
question.
attractive?
I think it is because,
or are they intimidated by an attractive woman?
I mean, they scare the shit out of me.
No, it's not the attraction, it's the intelligence.
So you think it's because they're smart, not because they got pretty teeth?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do.
I actually do think that is probably the case, that they're intimidated by a woman that could be as sophisticated and really on their A game. In other words, they're intellectual. They don't like intellects, because it proves it every day in some of the stuff that's posted by this group on the Seneca Journal or the Journal's Facebook page. I mean, we got the dirt digger, for God's sakes.
Well, he digs in there.
I mean,
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. There's no policy. There's nothing. All it's like rhino, conservative. Oh, no, you like Luke. You interviewed a Democrat. I mean, how strange is that? But I do have one question, and I'm only asking this because, we had this court hearing and we had an order, correct?
yes, yeah, the court order.
And I'm just, these are all questions. I assume the court order went to Jim because he was representing the OCRP, and the other court order, or a copy of the court order, went to their attorney, Ms. Barton. Is that right?
Well, she was representing them.
She was representing them, and of course, she has represented other folks within that kind of the realm of the OCC.
Right, but let me ask you this. So typically a court order, because I've seen it in my own situation on something or a couple things, goes to the person that's representing, who's then responsible to communicate to their clients.
Right. If you have an attorney, the court's not going to send it to you and your attorney. They're going to send it to your attorney,
who then explains to the clients legally what the court order means, right?
Right. Well, they'll try. I mean, some people are just not capable of understanding.
No. So that would mean, and I can't get this answered when I posted it to some of these guys in the journal that are a part of that group.
Did you?
So if it went to the attorney and the attorney articulated to them, did the attorney approve that they would engage with the people in Greenville and take the money out of Greenville? Did the attorney approve, or did the attorney say, "I wouldn't"?
That she did not tell them to go against the judge's order. Not tell them to do that.
So in a hypothetical situation, not necessarily them, if you got a lawyer telling you that,
come on, he's just a magistrate. It's not like he's a district judge. It's not like he's got any power anyway.
Who?
Well, the magistrates have certain levels of power, but
it's still governed by the law.
It's governed. Well, Chris is right. It is governed by the law.
And you can garnish their wages. You can garnish people's wages if they don't pay.
Actually, Chris, in South Carolina, you cannot. Only child support cases that you can garnish wages. That's only you can do.
But if I'd been an investigator in this county for a long time, I'd know what limits I could push.
Well, yeah, certainly you would.
Well, here's the deal.
For God's sake, you say it enough, don't you? I was a blah, blah.
Right.
But you also would have some expectation, wanting to uphold a reputation, is what I would think. That you would respect you. That would be what I would think. That you wouldn't want people to think ill of you. That people think ill of you. Sorry.
Cathy,
you look bad.
You're making a very good point. But here's the whole crux of it. Whatever side you're on does not matter. What matters is it's a court order and it's the law, and I do not understand, even if the court order was against Jim Mann, how he could defy it. How you could willingly defy it, and it's kind of like, so what the hell? Was it like fake court? Like Judge Judy or something? I mean, think about it. How could people get by with defying it? And I'm not saying picking sides. I'm just saying, how can anybody in this state get by defying a judge's order?
Because you have a mentality that you can operate above the law because nothing's never happened to them.
Well, there you go. So then why have the court system if they're not going to enforce it? Now, magnify that to a much more serious issue, and now you start having people that disregard the law, and you turn the country into anarchy.
Well,
You're
what do you think's going on?
either a country of laws or you're not.
Well,
period.
and it does it sets an example because and they're
Exactly.
like, oh well, the last guys that came up in here and this judge told and did something completely different. I guess that's what I'll do too.
Well,
Or what?
at the end of all that, the Aeronautical Board still is
Oh
amazing.
my God. But two things happen. You're not setting an example, and now what you end up with is other people are saying, well, hey, let's do it. Everybody starts doing it. Or the people that willfully do it, they do it.
Right, and that's why kids get shot at school, because nobody sets the example out of the troublemakers making the song.
Well, that's why rap song, exactly, Rannie, perfect example that in society somehow that a rap song that talks about murdering teachers,
But
killing them, but that's okay. We're just going to give you 10-day suspension.
But by God, if you walk out on a 15-minute milkshake, you're going to get crucified.
Oh yes, you're going to get crucified,
Even though you already ate and paid. That's the thing.
Here's the deal. There's a whole lot of specifics that I won't get into, but when you've got someone that is friends with that owner that's running around here with, how shall I say it? He's not necessarily a good man. That ought to tell you what's going on. But by the way, now it is confirmed they have removed their Facebook page. It is no longer up. They turned
Completely off.
Maybe
they close the doors, turn the lights out too.
If I was going to if I own the business, to me, regardless of what happened, I don't believe the guy or the kid, he didn't steal anything. He may have ordered a milkshake and didn't pay for it, but he never got the product. So first of all, why are you making milkshakes first and not charging them? I mean, it seems like to me, if a business owner, if I'm making a milkshake, I'm going to charge for that product first before I actually take the time to go make it. It's cost versus, that. I mean, am I going to walk into McDonald's and tell them to make my burger first before I pay for it? No, that's not going to happen.
Well, McDonald's has a decent business model.
Well,
and a lot of times small business owners have a passion for something that they don't know nothing about.
Well, they have a passion, and particularly in this incident, they don't have a passion for customer service.
It's that they really like their own milkshakes, apparently. But I don't know how many times that I've been to places in the area for ice cream or whatnot, and you give them your order, and then they go to making it, and then I got 5 kids. They hand me like 4 or 5 ice creams, and I'm trying to hold these ice creams and pay. It would have been real nice to have paid first.
I mean, seriously, pay first, and you're done.
It would be nice for the customer, just as nice as it was for the business to pay first. But I mean, who would two men were standing there talking. It said one man probably said to the other one, "Hey, a $5 milkshake probably hadn't never broken a business." And the other guy says to him, "Hold my beer." And boy, he broke that business over a $5 milkshake.
I don't know who this is, but this is a great comment.
I was waiting.
Hold on. Silence Do Good checks in when we were making the comments about the Republican Party and stuff. He made a comment here just a moment ago. It said they were pawns in the game where Jeff Davis was maneuvering for position to square off with Drew McKissick, and they got played like a 25-cent kazoo. Y'all haven't thought about that, Eagle. And, Silence Do Good, he's right. I really do think that maybe the Greenville Party was using the 5 horsemen over on this side to strategically align themselves to go after Drew McKissick. That's a great point.
Well, them nitwits have been together since the beginning. I remember going to the first OCC meeting over at that defunct burger joint that lady had that was causing a lot of trouble.
Backstreet Burgers.
Yeah, she caused a lot of trouble for the Partners in Wine and everybody else, and then her business went tits up. That's what happens when you screw with other people in this town.
Yeah.
The community pull together and not eat your burgers.
So
Hey, wait a minute, Rannie. We're getting off track on one thing. Let me ask you a question.
I used to
So look at this. Look at the silent do good. What he said. Okay, we're looking at this at a lot of different angles. We're talking about what Silence is saying is, I understand what he's saying, and he's probably right. But at the end of the day, it boils down to one thing only.
What's that?
There's no repercussions for violating an order. Period. That's what it is. And until people enforce the law, period, people are going to skate. They're going to do whatever they want. And then we're going to have people setting examples that way. It's just the way it is. So,
back to what I was saying, with the very first OCC meeting, they had all, like 2 or 3 of them, Durham and Matt Mahan and I think Ian Fitzgerald, maybe Terry Myring, and they had gone over to Greenville to be indoctrinated into my SCGOP way of thinking. Now, since then, Ian and Terry and a lot have seen the error in that way of thinking and have moved apart. But some of those that didn't have only gotten stronger ties. And that's why you get the Mickey Mouse show there for $12.50 on with that dude from the Q-tip.
Conway.
Yeah.
Cotton, was that his name?
That Q-tip guy from out there in Myrtle Beach. But really, there's a lot bigger things in Oconee County at play in all this, just like that Benjamin Franklin fellow there said. But at the end of it, like-minded people are starting to flock together. And we've got the OCC LLC now, which is in a de facto, it's a third party here in the county. They legitimize themselves by becoming a business.
Well,
and hopefully they take that and they run with it and leave the rest of us the hell alone.
Well, you do know that on good authority that the OCC has been trying to contact former members and ask them to come back. Did y'all know that?
Oh, no. Tell us more.
I told him no, I wasn't coming back.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Not me.
But,
I'm done with them, man. No. No.
Yes, that's happened in the last few weeks.
Are they
what?
going to let any conservative Democrats come? Just asking for a friend. Any conservative Democrats, are they welcome? Since it's a conservative. Because
I'll tell you what, that's a good idea. David Nix, if you're listening to the show tonight, why don't you let us know if conservative Democrats can join your party?
There's no such thing as a conservative Democratic.
Oh, sure there
Hey,
is.
Sean heard it too. Tilson said he heard the same thing.
Sean heard it too. I've heard that too. So it gives credence to what I've heard. Congratulations. I've got a little back in there. But yes,
what about
that is
Zell Miller? Wasn't Zell Miller anybody ever heard of Zell Miller?
Former governor of Georgia?
Yeah. Old Zell. Anybody?
He wasn't a true conservative.
He was a conservative Democrat.
Okay.
He wasn't. He wasn't one of. He wasn't. One
okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. What about Jimmy Carter?
Okay, so let me ask one last question, and I'll ask this to Rannie because you're an officer in the party. So what I missed more than anything else is and I'm going to say it again, and people can get tired of hearing it, but I'm making a point here, and I'm beating the point for a reason. At the end of the day, the Republican Party was the party of law and order, period. Okay? Now, when it comes down to it now, you see all this stuff happening, the defiance, all this crap going on. It's setting examples. Now, the perception is it has totally reversed itself. They do not respect the law. Now that is a generalization, but that is the thought out there.
Well,
And
our
that-
motto. Our motto. Back to blue till they're after you.
Yeah, and that's true. Because when I look at it, if you got, I don't care about a party. If you got a Democrat, especially at the national level or local level, breaking the law, they deserve what they get. Because I know damn well I'm gonna if I get in trouble, I'll have to do my time, or I'll have to get served, or I'll get a ticket or whatever.
I just remember there was a group carrying pitchforks and poles and flags back in the 80s. It's walking all over Walhalla, spouting and hollering. We back to blue. We back to blue. We back to blue.
By the way, are you buying one of them shirts from the OCC LLC for whatever it is?
$25 or something? No,
I think you should.
I'm heavily invested in the FBS Studio shirt.
That back the blue,
but
that
anyway,
that back the blue was bullshit.
Well, yeah, but it was all back to blue, back to blue.
I agree with you.
And then they came after Durham, and then SLED is corrupt, and then
the governor, the attorney general, and it just kept going down the list.
And then when the song hit the street
solicitors.
But then when them kids was singing that song at Walhalla Middle School, all of a sudden the FBI and the SLED and all of them, they were. Hey, we've got video proof right now that I've been sitting here, and you can see that I was not on my phone.
Yes, that this is not, and
I am not bend over.
Yep, I'm not Benjamin Dover, and
it is video proof, Lewis and Matt Alexander and the rest of you.
Yep.
I did not text anything in. That's not me. Somebody call my wife and her to get off the damn internet.
Ain't that something? I've been trying to get them to add me to their group and keep getting rejected. God, Benjamin.
Well,
hey, so Rannie,
Yes.
so let me throw 2 points out. And this is the thing. At the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you, you see these posts, conservative are right a lot. Here's what it boils down to. So you have this back the blue BS, and I call it BS because, and I'm only using this last thing as an example. When the Capitol was attacked, and you had these Washington police had the hell beat out of them, even with brain injuries. Never once did they support them, this local group. Not once. Now, you have Wilson, the Attorney General for the state of South Carolina, coming into the state, and everybody's like, oh, that's great, blah, blah. Well, they don't know, or they conveniently forget where he stood when all the lies were about the election, and he hooked up with Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas, using our tax dollars to support the big lie. Think of that. Where is the law and order with that? How disingenuous is that? How can people even defend that crap?
The disingenuous, that's the key word with that group.
Yep. Well, I mean, think about it.
Let's talk about we go to the Oconee Assembly and where, that's what I understand, the most elite organization in the county, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it is.
But we're the common man.
Yeah, we're the common man. Yeah, we like upside down pineapples on our dinner plate. My God.
Let's talk about that for a minute. What is up with guys well into following like Gen Z trends, like that are like I had to Google that and look it up. And I'm proud that I did have to Google that and look, keeping up with like slang and stuff to throw and use against other people in the paper. Little emoji slang. Like, what's up with you that you have to with like little kid slang or
because they don't have
the and college age slang?
Well, I was doing some reading about swingers and their slang and stuff.
Yeah,
and they've got these wristbands that they wear. And they on the wristband, they're real discreet. They got the female sign and the male sign
of who they want to swing with.
Well, no, intertwined, right?
Yeah.
And then if they got 3 pluses on the outsides of that, that means that they're willing to swing as a couple with other couples. And if they got negative marks, the dashes, that means that they're willing to swing without their partner.
So, okay.
And
Oh, Lord.
Anyways,
Wow.
From the trees to the weeds.
I do my research, people.
Let me
I
just
do my research.
So if a certain former writing candidate and y'all met and he had that on, I don't even. Oh my.
Well,
I don't even
anyway,
want to think about it.
Anyways, the reason that it becomes a nasty word and they throw it at other people is because they probably just weren't invited to the party.
So are you saying you want to have a swinging party and invite them?
I tell you what, I like pineapple upside down cake. Listen to this.
Okay, so let's
brown sugar, yellow cake mix, maraschino cherries, and pineapple. That's a swinging good cake.
That is absolutely swinging good cake.
Okay, so let's table this with one last thing.
So
you look at this, you guys laugh, but think about this. I mean, when you would be
I'm
serious,
thinking about whipped cream now.
You think about these people that are raising hell about the way the county is run, and they could do a better job, and they have all these ideas. But what we have is something that it doesn't matter about political party. You either have integrity as a leader or you don't. You can sit there all day long and disagree with an opinion, but if you have integrity and you are following the laws and you're setting an example as a leader, then you can lead. But what is all this crap we see that they could do this and they could do that? I mean, that's wrong. That's bad for the county.
Well, just remember, this is the same group, though, that good people don't lose their homes.
Right. I built $1 million house.
Yeah.
You can never have a medical emergency. You know, you can never have loss of job. You know, no one in your family could die. God forbid. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Exactly.
That only happens to bad people. That only happens to bad people. Yeah, bad people.
And Publix has whipped cream on sale for $1.50 a tub.
$1.50 a tub for whipped cream.
Yep, 2 for $3.
Cool Whip.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Cool Whip.
So,
it is that
what?
time of year.
Yeah, you keep. I'm trying to listen to you, Cathy, but then your mouth is not moving when you're talking. And I can't figure out what's going on when you're.
Yeah, there is an issue, Cathy. You're breaking up every other word. You've got a great signal, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, so let me give you one example. I don't give a crap what it is. If there is a discussion about the budget and somebody talks about spending money on something, it does not matter what it is. These guys are going to jump on it. That's not being conservative, without even knowing what the hell the money's being spent on or why we should have it, especially in a county like ours. But they sure jump on trying to do this crap that has no impact whatsoever to this county, this sanctuary for the unborn, other than to make women feel bad about themselves that may have had a medical issue or have made a decision of their own health care. They get glee out of that. Well, you're not a real Christian. You know, come on, guys. You don't know. You don't know what it's like with these people. You don't know what it's like with this woman that had to make that decision. But they have no problem wasting county time when it translates to dollars for that kind of crap to make a political point. Period. Cathy knows what I'm talking about. That's what it is. Waste.
Yeah.
And it's pandering to a base that really doesn't care other than wanting to scream and yell at people and degrade good people. That's all they care about. That's it. Nothing more.
Chris, let me ask you a question on something, and you give me your honest opinion.
Oh, I will.
Everybody else can jump in here too. So, going back to what was in the paper today about the issue with Sewer South and the projects and stuff that's going on. So, you have a county councilman that took a real hard look and took a look at facts and figures and realized, wait a minute, this is something's not right here. 44 months to complete this project. It's come in for the bids way, way above what was estimated. But he made a decision. It's time maybe to hold back and wait and research this a little bit more. Do you believe that was a good move, a conservative move, or do you think that was a liberal move? I just wanted to ask your question because, see,
No,
today,
I'm going to give you an answer. I'll give you an answer in about 2 sentences. First
Go.
of all, I don't agree with you saying conservative or liberal move. That has nothing to do with it.
No, but my point of it is, Chris, though, if you take a look, it was followed right back up by a post by David Nix claiming now, oh, look at here, and we've got all this video stuff and everything. You see what they try to change the narrative to.
Well, yeah, but it's just it's a tactic.
Yes.
That's all it is. They got their own agenda. I don't care what it is. It's a tactic. But I'll tell you one thing. If Julian made that decision, I don't know the details behind Sewer South. I do know the prices are increasing. And what's going to happen is with this next interest rate move, you may see things slow down. Well, they're starting to slow down a little bit. But I admire, and it's not, I mean, he's a Republican. I mean, I don't care whether, say, if somebody did the right thing, I don't care about party. He went against the political fallout and made a decision. And you don't see that very often around here with people screaming and yelling and everything, right?
Well, no, you're absolutely right. But the huge difference is the position switch that group has taken on everything. Just like the Silence Dogood popped up there and said, look at the property rights deal. They hadn't even mentioned property rights because, what General, whatever his name is, was part of that article. The OCC's not even going to get on there. They're okay with whatever happens.
Yeah, but Rannie, you know what? Here's the issue. That statement is correct. But what you're trying to do is what I had to quit doing. You would look at that and you would say, okay, where are the pros and cons? Why would we do that? What's the downside? What's the upside? And then you come to a logical, mature leadership decision, right?
Right.
These
yeah,
guys,
absolutely. This group is
they
not
don't make any sense.
Well, they don't want to make any sense. They just want to make noise.
And when you don't agree or you call them out, they'll attack you. I mean, really ugly. I mean, it's crazy stuff. He's kind of like, hey, yeah, whatever. You're used to it now.
Right. Let's let Cathy interject.
They latch onto words because he said that he wanted to progress or progressive as far as the development of the county. He wanted to move forward. He had progressive political ideas or whatever. So they took that and they ran with that, trying to twist it, turn it, whatever they want to make it into him being a progressive, political views or whatever. I don't know. They can do whatever they want to. They're going to take it and run it and however they are and try to crucify him with it. He'll just, I don't know what he always does. He'll have to brush it off. A great idea to walk it back. He's uncomfortable with it. And I think he's looking out for us because it's become very expensive and in comparing it to the other, there's not a whole lot of difference in cost now. So they've got to lay it all out and wait. That's the right thing to do is to look at it.
Okay, real quickly here, we're just a few minutes after the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. I want to go ahead and wind down this conversation because we need to get into the other stuff because this is the grand finale show. We will not be back on the air until January to the new year. So I want everybody to have an opportunity to say a few words about stuff. But Rannie, I'm going to let you go ahead first real quick.
So I got this one thing. A lot of people have been popping up here asking us, Rannie, what can I get my wife for Christmas this year? She's got everything. What could I get her? I said, so I want to tell you this, fellas. You can buy your wife jewelry, expensive purse, perfume, all that kind of stuff for Christmas. But I can guarantee you she will never, ever forget the Christmas you bought her a mop.
And it'll probably be the last one.
By the way, I want to mention Colton Burton, who checks in real quickly from Twice a Town Tap Room. Merry Christmas, Colt, and thank you so much. Enjoyed the show. We appreciate you and your support of
Yeah.
everything.
Don't go away.
And by the way, that is his real name. Okay, next up, I'm going to go to Cathy. You haven't had a lot of time, but I'm going to go ahead and let you have this segment, and then I'll let Yerba. Oh, look at the puppy dog. Yerba's puppy dog is in the back corner. Run, puppy, run. Yep.
That's Emma. That's Emma Jean.
All right, Cathy, go ahead.
Oh, pretty puppy. What am I going ahead with? What am I doing?
Final words, comments, because we got to get on to something special. The choir's in here getting ready.
You've got a choir. That's awesome. No, I'm just looking forward to Christmas and some quiet time. Not have to set an alarm in the morning, not have to go anywhere. And I finally crazy because we had one person have to go look at some lights and ride the train, and that's very important around here. So, and somebody decided to take a nap, so that's here tonight. But yeah. So
and ladies and gentlemen, before we get to Yerba, hit it, Rannie.
You're going the wrong way with that. Yeah, there. I want my siren back and my cowbell before the next show.
Hey, Chris, Yerba, I had that in the car with me this morning for breakfast.
oh no!
Why would you tell me that?
He showed it to me.
I can't. Oh, Lord.
You got done dirty.
Okay, so what's the question?
All right,
our final thoughts. I'll tell you.
Your final thoughts.
Okay. I want to say this to the citizens in this county. We got a lot of smart people in this county. If you take the politics away, you guys are really, really smart. It doesn't matter what part of the country we're from. You've got good brains, and you know bullshit when you see it. I only ask when we get into 23 and you see these people that are blowing this smoke at you, 95% of the time, you know it's BS. Just think about it. Does it make sense? Is it the right thing for the county? And then make your decisions accordingly. And forget about political party, because what's happened is this frenzy of hate is killing us. It's killing us at the national level. It's killing us at this level. And you just have to look at it every single day, and it just wears people down. And it's really, really, I'm a baby boomer. But I was talking to my son the other day, and we were being serious, and I said, you know what, Anthony? You know where I stood, but my generation, we missed the boat. There are so many things that we missed. When you look at the environment, you look at some of, we thought a lot of this hate was behind us. We didn't call them on it. When we looked at the last couple of elections, and people knew that the hate was there, and people didn't stand up. And now we have a country that, we're at each other's throat. That's really bad. It's bad for the country. So I'll leave it with that.
All right. I have a special message from the OCC. It just came in. They're blowing smoke up your butt, Chris.
Oh, Lord. Well, they disagreed with me that a lot of these people weren't smart? Is that what this is?
Yeah, they think you're an idiot.
Well, let me tell you something, guys.
Hey,
let me tell them something.
Go ahead.
I worked hard, and
Yes,
I
you did.
accomplished a lot more at your age, whatever it is, than you guys would ever imagine. And I did it being a decent person to people. And I actually was a leader that had people following me, and they thought I was hard when it came to business, but they knew I had a soft heart when I came to caring. You guys will never have that. Never. And you'll never have that respect. And I did it around the globe.
I just gotta say my year-end bit is thank you to the OCC. Had it not been for them, none of us would be where we're at right now.
Yeah, we never would have met. That's right.
We wouldn't be friends, and I think that's awesome. That's the greatest thing that came out of the. Thank you.
If anything they brought 3 people together. They actually brought more together for a common cause than anything I've ever seen.
I got to tell you, Monday night I was at a house party. There's this big white pineapple with a like a brass top out on the patio. But I was at this, and I'm going to tell you what.
Okay, Rannie, they're getting restless over here.
Core group of people that's going to take the Republican Party to the absolute next level in this county. And if it hadn't have been for the OCC, that group would have never came together.
Well,
so for that, thank you.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, Rannie. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is time now for our Christmas grand finale. We have a couple of specials. The choir, the Let's Talk Oconee SC choir, has been working really hard under the direction of my leadership, by the way, and they are going to perform two great songs for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our first song tonight in our musical selection, it's going to be the 12 OCC Days of Christmas, and we want to say Merry Christmas from the OCC, from all of us here. Here we go. First day of Christmas, Quandingle gave to me an email from the OCC. On the second day of Christmas, Quandale gave to me 2 white notebooks and an email from the OCC. On the third day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. On the fourth day of Christmas, Quandale gave to me 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. On the 5th day of Christmas, Quandale gave to me 5 pounds of bacon, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. On the 6th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 6 write-in votes, 5 pounds of bacon, you got the wrong kind, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. Oh, it gets better. On the 7th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 7 Nick statues, 6 write-in votes, 5 pounds of bacon, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. On the 8th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 8 spaghetti dinners, 7 Nick statues, 6 write-in votes, 5 pounds of bacon, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. All right, here we go. On the 9th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 9 Republican debutantes dancing, 8 spaghetti dinners, 7 Nick statutes, 6 write-in votes, 5 pounds of bacon, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. On the 10th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 10 screaming dirt digger videos, 9 Republican debutantes dancing, 8 spaghetti dinners, 7 Nick statutes, 6 write-in votes, and 5 pounds of bacon, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. All right, here we go. On the 11th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 11 item budgets, 10 screaming dirt digger videos, 9 Republican debutantes dancing, 8 spaghetti dinners, 7 Nick statutes, 6 write-in votes, 5 pounds of bacon, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and of course that email from the OCC. On the 12th day of Christmas, Quindale gave to me 12 ignorant bullies from no report, 11 line item items, 10 dirt digger videos, 9 Republican debutantes dancing, 8 spaghetti dinners, 7 Nick statutes, 6 write-in votes. Here he comes, 5 pounds of bacon that were the wrong kind, 4 pointless posts, 3 phantom pissers, 2 white notebooks, and an email from the OCC. Merry Christmas, OCC. We love you. Kathy, are you okay?
She's still on mute.
Oh, is she on mute? Hold on. No,
mute.
there you go. Are you okay? Are you okay, Kathy?
I'm good. Yes. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Watching Cathy watch that video was
Yeah.
amazing.
The bacon was the
Are you okay?
best line.
Oh.
He's muted.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. He muted himself.
Yeah, he is.
Chris, you've muted yourself.
No, what'd you say?
You muted yourself.
So 12 ignorant bullies.
Yeah, 12 ignorant bullies. So,
5 pounds of the wrong bacon.
And
The
it's
wrong
getting less,
bacon's my
getting less
favorite.
and less.
are you ready for the last song from the choir?
Yes.
They worked really
Now,
hard.
hey, let's put Cathy on full screen for the blind reaction.
Okay, we can do that.
Here she comes. This is
All
going
right,
to be great.
here we go. You ready, Kathy?
All right. I'll try.
You're a mean one, Mr. Smith. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus and as charming as an eel, Mr. Smith. You're a bad banana with a greasy back peel and bacon. Just face the music. You're a jackass, Mr. Smith. Yes, you are. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of nothing. You've got hatred in your soul, Mr. Smith. I wouldn't vote for you for all of the world's gold. You're a vile one, Mr. Smith. You have big gaps in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Smith. Given the choice between you, I would take the seasick crocodile. Yes, you are, Mr. Smith. You're a foul one, Mr. Smith. You're as nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks, and your soul is full of gunk. That's right, Mr. Smith. Here's 3 words that best describe you as follows, and I quote, stink, stink, stunk. Ugh. You're a rotter, Mr. Smith. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato splotch with moldy purple spots, Mr. Smith. Your soul is such an appalling dump heap, overflowing the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable, mangled up and tangled up. What? Knots. You nauseate me, Mr. Smith, with the nauseous super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey and you drive a crooked hoss, Mr. Smith. You're a 3-decker sauerkraut toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. Oh, Mr. Smith, you stink. You Grinch, Mr. Smith. You're a Grinch. Merry Christmas, Perry. We love you. Thanks for giving us a lot to talk about this year. Merry Christmas, Perry. There you go, my friends.
Hey, Gladys!
Hey, you gotta unmute the mic.
You are unmuted.
Oh,
it's Abby and Jack.
yeah. They wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody in the county.
Yeah, well, go ahead. It's all yours.
It's all yours. He said you can't hear.
Oh,
He said,
Merry Christmas
to everybody in the county. Merry Christmas. Everybody have a safe holiday, and we'll be back.
When is the date we're going to be back? Let me pull it up here. January the 4th.
There you go. We'll be ready.
We'll be
Ooh.
ready because I guarantee you
School
between now and
day.
then, something will happen. January 4th.
Oh, maybe not.
And
Maybe
we have a
everybody
new
will be-
council then. We got new additions.
Sean checks in real quick, says, don't forget he's as original funny as a loaf of bread. By the way, if you would like to purchase copies of that song, we will donate any copies that people want. We will send all the money that we raise to the Our Daily Rest, the homeless shelter here in Seneca, and we will do an honor donation from Let's Talk Oconee SC because I have people asking, can they get copies of this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I tell you, hey, so
$5 a copy.
good. And
All
Sean, thank you for sticking with us. You've taken the brunt of a lot of this crap from these guys, and I really admire you and respect you for the way you fight back. Seriously.
I just can't wait till they ask me to come back to the OCC.
I can't either. It's coming. You know that. Rannie, we got a change of heart, and we feel that you come on back.
Yeah.
If you talk to your buddy,
They're going to
Jeff,
ask you the same day that they call me up.
Well, all I know is it's going to be real cold, real soon.
All right. By the way, I'm going to finish out here. I want to say,
Oh man,
hey, who's Larry Bond? Is that your papa?
yeah,
Your
what'd
daddy?
he say?
He says watching.
Oh yeah, that's my dad.
Hello there, Dad Bond. Well, anyway, this has been a great run since August, and we started putting this thing together, I think, right after the election because we realized, Rannie, you and I realized first that there was a need that we needed to start telling the story of what was actually going on. And throughout all of this, we got together and we come up with this radio and video show. And it started off as a recording, and then we moved in towards a live radio show and also, social media. But I want to thank you. I want to thank Chris. I want to thank Cathy. I think that we have formed a very special bond amongst friends. And no matter some of our views, whether we agree or whether we disagree, we have come to the realization that, no matter what, we're all friends, we're all human beings, and we want to do the best we can to help not only Oconee County, but to stem the tide of misinformation. And what we tell you are facts. And we asked you that if you want to learn more, find out for yourself. You have to make the educated decisions, what affects you and what affects your family. What I may think may not be the best for your situation. But in the end, we have a great county. We have great people in this county. I don't want you to let these 2,000 or four people destroy what you have invested in this county. We're all people. We're all humans. And we all want to be treated with dignity and respect. And I promise you, yes, you're going to get the dignity and respect by listening to this radio show. You're going to get the facts. You're going to get the truth. And I don't care what they do or what they post. They will not bring me down. They will not bring my friends down. We will rise above everything. And I guarantee you that January 1, 2023 is a new day and it's a new year. And we're going to be doing the same thing that we started out in August doing now. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for being my friends. And I thank you for being a part of this radio show. It's given me something to move forward with this year. And I love all y'all. Merry Christmas to you.
Hey, thanks so much, Jeff. And I tell you what, it has been a real special time to get to know all you guys. Real quick, though, before we shut it off, I think this is important. It's going to be cold starting tomorrow.
Yes.
And there's going to be people that don't have power. There's going to be people that don't have heat. The Seneca Church of God of Prophecy is going to open an emergency cold weather shelter from 7 p.m. Friday to 8 a.m. Saturday night. So if you're cold, don't stay home. Go to the shelter.
I wanted to take a look real quick to see if they've updated. They're talking low around 11. Let's see. Friday night, the high is 25 with the low of 10 for Friday night. And then Saturday, we're looking at about 48 plus hours of never breaking above freezing. So most of this starts tomorrow night. Now they're calling for rain and snow likely tomorrow night.
But the big thing is,
yes, news here. This is here from right now. Rain likely, then changing over, gradually becoming with some chances of snow after midnight. New snow accumulation of a half-inch possible. This is the update. 30% chance of snow, mainly before 7 a.m. sunny with high 25. But now here's the problem. Friday, they're calling wind gust up to high as 30-something miles an hour here. And then Friday night, mostly clear and cold. This is one of the coldest we've had here since 1983, by the way. It reached 0 degrees Christmas Eve in 1983. That's the coldest I've ever seen. And real quickly, Miss Pat checks in. She wants to wish us Merry Christmas to all of you. And thank you, Pat. Thank you for what you've done. You have taken a lot of heat, as a lot of us have. And but you are a sweetheart, and we appreciate everything that you do. You have a heart of gold, and we love you, Pat.
I wanted to do one shout out there.
Merry Christmas.
Stop that grandfather clock from chiming on this broadcast. I'm just kidding, Chris. I love you.
But Emily and
I got
Josh,
6 of them.
I just want to throw a shout out to Emily and Josh Roberts. They're up in Gatlinburg, I reckon, having a good time this weekend. But generally, they're watching the show. So maybe when they catch it on rerun, they'll know that we were thinking about them too.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
The show Saturday will be this show here, and it will air normal time, 8 o'clock. Also, for you folks watching on Let's Talk Oconee, we're actually going to have a Christmas broadcast. I'm going to join up with my show, The Greatest Hits. And we're going to have 2 hours of Christmas music Saturday morning starting at 10 a.m. right here on Let's Talk Oconee SC.
Are you going to play the choir songs?
Yeah, I may have to. I may want to share my regular audience. They might want to hear that, too.
They'll love it.
I think they will, too. Okay. All right. Yerba, Chris, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to everybody. And I want to thank you for the show and everybody listening. And like I do, you pray. Please pray every night for our nation and for the people that you love. And we can only get stronger if we stand together against the hate.
That's right. Cathy, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Also, I was going to tell you, and I'll post it to our page, talking about it being cold. There's going to be and I'll post all the information about that. So if anybody's got old blankets they're not using, go and put them there and check on folks. If you got neighbors that are old, well, because it's going to be cold and you don't know when people are stuck and don't have a way to get around.
Rannie, Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Thanks. Merry Christmas to you guys too. It's been a heck of a year. And
Yes.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, that's it. Have a good night, everybody. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you January the 4th, starting at 7 p.m. in the evening. Merry Christmas.
Eat your
Merry
pineapple.
Christmas.